do not use anything that is 3 shades darker than your actual skin tone. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, it is Dimma here. Beauty Wednesdays are back and I am so excited. Look how I'm smiling. I'm just excited. And I'm going to kick off with this video on how to naturally contour your nose. This routine I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I've been doing it for a while now. And some of you are going to be like, Dimma is talking about nose contour. I get it, because for a very long time, I told you guys how I don't like to contour my nose. What I typically do is I'll use highlighters to kind of create the illusion of like a defined nose or a contoured nose. And the reason was because like a lot of the tips and tricks that I'd see people sharing around contouring your nose, especially for women of color, that I try to follow here on YouTube, involve like chiseling your nose, like defining a pencil thin. And there's something that makes that just look off on our faces, like women of color, like black women. Our noses are broader, beautifully broader, not brother, broader, beautifully so. And yes, there is need for definition, like after you've applied a base all over your face actually. But I don't think that your nose has to be pencil thin, but I do think that you need definition. That's why I'll just use the concealers. But this time around, I have a routine and I want to just get straight into sharing it with you guys. So first of all, before I start, I want to make it clear here that I it's not like I do not believe in contouring. Actually, every time you use a base or you apply any type of foundation, like a solid base all over your face, aka foundation, aka tinted moisturizer, what it does is that it flattens out the face. It flattens it out and it kind of gets rid of natural shadows that you have. Contouring is important because essentially what it does is that it brings back the natural shadows to the parts of your face where you've just lost it as a result of foundation or base application. You know, even with people who do FX makeup, if they start out with a color, like a solid color, they always go over like certain parts with a darker color. And that is to give your face dimension, to give the illusion that it actually looks like a natural face. Applying a solid base without doing anything makes your face look flat. Okay, so moved in a bit just so that you guys can see my face a lot clearer. Okay, clearly. The first thing that I'm going to say is that when it comes to contour products, it does not matter which one you use. There are a lot of cream contour products that are specifically made for this thing that I am about to do. However, I like to use a stick foundation, and foundations also give you kind of a guide. Like if you're not sure how dark you should go, do not use anything that is 3 shades darker than your actual skin tone. That is where it gets tricky. There was a time here when people will use concealers or contour products that were as like dark as like 4-5 shades darker than their actual skin tone, especially to chisel everything down. For certain types of looks, that kind of works, but if you're going for a natural contour, that doesn't work. What I have here, or the foundation that I'm going to be using, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation in Truffle, and this foundation is about 2 shades darker than my actual skin tone. 2 shades darker, nothing. I'll say 3 shades, but typically I do 2 shades. I don't go 1 shade darker because barely gives me definition, but 2 shades darker, you get some definition. I'm going to be using a fluffy brush. So this one is a Sigma E25. It flares out, it kind of starts out flat at the base and kind of flares out a little bit towards the tip. I'd highly recommend that you use something like this. There are a couple of tips and tricks that kind of make this look way better still, especially if you're applying your eyeshadow. I say this all the time. Make sure that your crease color kind of starts from somewhere in front here and then kind of goes downwards. So because I've already kind of done that, what I'm going to do is I'll start from this area here. So from the top part of my brows, that's where you want this stick foundation to kind of start. Okay, you just gently take it down from the front part. It has to be somewhere here. Okay, start from here and just very gently take it down. Okay, I'm going to apply just a dot of concealer in this area here. Okay, maybe 2 dots, right? And I'm going to blend this downwards. It's brought dimension and definition back to my nose in a way that is very, very subtle, right? I also like to use this type of brush because it allows for like blending in a way that just helps the product disappear very nicely and gently. Okay, next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a setting powder, and this is a Mercier one. First of all, I'm going to use this fluffy brush. This is also another eyeshadow brush. This is the Evita Deluxe Crease. And I'm going to pack this powder into this area here. I'll blend it out much later. but I'm going to start by applying it here. So basically what you want to do is to highlight the sides of your nose, okay? Like this, right? To highlight the sides of your nose like this. I'm going to take another eyeshadow brush, this time around a fluffy shader brush. And I'm going to set down the bridge of my nose, okay? You have to be very precise with this particular application, okay? With the same brush, I'm going to blend this out here. So this is the same contour powder that I use to contour the rest of my face or set the contour on all the other parts of my face. This is from Tilbury, and this is their Airbrush bronzer in number 4, okay? With the same fluffy blending brush, I'm going to just work this into the area where I apply that cream contour, just so that something sets it, you know. Okay, so as you guys can see, I do not have a very obvious harsh line on the sides. Everything looks blended out. What you guys are seeing here is hyperpigmentation from my glasses. I try not to cover it up and just let it be. My nose just looks defined. To be honest, I don't even think that the shape of my nose changed. Don't think. The shape of my nose did not necessarily change. Where I have given the illusion of light hitting my nose right now is where light would typically hit my nose without anything on my face. So my nose does not look like the shape of it I didn't alter the shape of it or anything, but it just looks defined. It stands out the way that it typically should on my face. So if you're after this type of natural type of finish, I'd highly recommend that you try this technique or try this method and tell me how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to me if you are not yet subscribed. I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.